Okay, hang on while I change this. Edit stream info. Come on. This takes so long to do. I don't want this. Support the stream. I don't need support the stream. Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness. Wow, look at my hair. It's all bizarre. I didn't know that. Hi everybody, MJ here. I'm not going to use my wide angle lens on the back tonight because I think the regular lens looks pretty good with the food. I am at T's place and I've got, let me show you, I've got some wasabi peanuts. I got my usual rum that I made. Same bottle from the other night. I've been drinking this one slow. And I got a dish to show you here. Let me show you this. Look at that. Stream inactive. Here we go. Now that was bizarre. We timed out. Timed out bad. Now let me check something here. Okay, good. Come on, get up. All right, anyway, I was showing the back camera. Let me show this again because we had a timeout. That's the dish I'm eating tonight, and it is squid with celery, cilantro, cucumber, believe it or not. And this dish just, it's got a black pepper aroma to it. It just smells fantastic, so. Back here, this way. This is, you're not going to believe this dish. Let me move this like this. Okay, I got my gimbal tonight, and let's see. Okay, there you go. Anyway, primarily, I'm interested tonight in seeing how my new font size works because I changed it from 40 from last night's stream to 20. Okay, now here's a piece of the cucumber. The table's a little bit far away, so it dripped. Oh, it's nice and spicy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, thank you, Henry. I timed out. I don't know why. I don't know why. Now, tell me what you think about the comment size now. Wow, looks small to me. Of course, on the 60-inch TV, hello, on the 60-inch TV, it should look perfect. Those are 20 points. Very good. And they're in the box. I can make it any color I want. I have left it the default gray background with white. I could make it gray with red. I could make it black with red. I can make it whatever I want. I think what I might do, let me try this. Excuse me, my finger for a second. Let me do this. Now that the font is smaller, good. Now that the font is smaller, I'm going to move the box over. You know, so it's like maybe this big instead of halfway. I'm going to move it over. The font's smaller. That'll keep the box from obscuring much. So the next time you write something, touch this. Next time you write something, look at my hair. We'll see it with the smaller size box. I got my wasabi peanuts. See the box size is smaller? That's more like Periscope-esque, if you will. Maybe I can make it even smaller. What do you think? It's got cilantro, celery, onion, green onion, hot peppers, and a little more. I think you're saying a little smaller, a little more smaller. I think is what you're saying. I don't know what she's doing with this. Her sauces are just phenomenal. So I don't know what she's doing, but she's doing something really good. And onion. Well, there it is. And that's the squid. That's the size of the box. Now, I know you're not one, Henry, to blah, 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 blah about nothing a lot. But if you could type a few multiple lines for me, just so I can see what it looks like. It is tender. It's not tough at all. And they cooked it in the wok. So, yeah. I'm really liking it. I think these messages are big enough. I don't actually know what Periscope is, but it might be. This is 20 pixels. Some could argue maybe 25 would be better. 40 was just, you know, in your face. So, 20 looks okay, I think. It's just what I worry about is I worry about our low resolution viewers not being able to read it. That's what I worry about. But I'd like to see a multiple line message to see what that looks like. See, go all the way over to the end of the box. See, Periscope has a smaller box and it just expands upward. You know, it just goes up as someone types more stuff. And there is a limit. I don't know what the character limit is on YouTube. That would be an interesting thing to find out. Okay. I'm in T's other room, his other karaoke room. It's the small room, not the big one. It's a small one. All right. Oh, that actually looks good. Limited to 200. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to raise it to 25. Because 25 seems like it would match the preview that I'm seeing. So, there you go. And did I think I lowered the hang time to 15 seconds, I think. I'm trying to think. Did I lower the hang time to 15 seconds? I'm not sure. I thought that looked good. Thank you. That looked really good. Oh, nice. Henry, you got to come to Taiwan. It's not too late to, oh, thank you. It's not too late to book your ticket to make it here with JL. Do you like the size of the chat box now? I'm psyched. I'm completely psyched that this is working. It's working so well. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. It was 40 yesterday, now it's 20. Let's make it 25. If I could, use my web browser on my phone and do it, I would. I just don't know if I can. I had to do it at home from the PC. I don't have my tablet with me. We got one more dish. Nice Taiwanese barbecued pork. That dish is so nice. Any drop frames? How's the resolution? Yes, I do from the webpage, yeah. Now, I don't know if you guys can see how shiny my hands are compared to like the back of my skin. See, my hands are really shiny. Excellent, thank you. I made an arrangement with T yesterday to come over this morning at 9 o'clock and bring my drain snake machine. I got one of those heavy duty machines that has the collet on it and the handle, and you send a snake down the drain and it rotates the snake. I got one of those professional machines because the sink in his kitchen is all stopped up, it's backed up. And we're working, you know, in the standing water, and my hands started to burn. And then we realized the lady chef, excuse me, had dumped a couple of bottles of drain cleaner, and we got chemical burns on our hands. I'm okay, but this morning my hands were really damaged. I used some like cream from L'Oreal, but you can still see, like, you can still see all the wrinkles and stuff, and how shiny the skin is. It definitely looks burned. Yeah, no, he didn't do it, but the lady did it, but yeah. And of course, it hadn't gone down. And I was wearing gloves. I was wearing cloth gloves. And the cloth gloves, excuse me, didn't do anything but absorb it and hold it against my skin. So yeah, that's what happened. An interesting thing happened. The tips of my fingers, probably can't see, there's little indentations. This is from playing guitar, you know, for 50 years. I have calluses on the tips of these fingers, and the calluses peeled off. It's really weird. I mean, they're still there, just the very top layer. I can still play. It didn't clear it at all. It should have, but it didn't. Actually, we had a big problem with the machine because the drain takes a very abrupt right turn, like this far underneath it. But it still goes straight down for a space. So the snake kept going down into the bottom. It wouldn't actually make that right turn. We couldn't get it to make the right turn. Tried and tried and tried. That's why we had our hands down there. We're trying to steer the snake in there. Couldn't do it. So eventually I had to give up, which I don't like to do. When I set out to work on something to fix it, I like to resolve it. No. There's no other clean out axis that we found. It's not like Western installations, if you will. But even in my house, in the first floor restroom, there's two gigantic covers on cleanouts. And I pop the cover on that, and I run the snake down once a year, and it keeps everything running, because I have a flat roof and a 4th floor balcony that collect rain. And there are drains that come down from the roof that go into the drain system. And back in the old days, before I had the machine, if I didn't clean the clean outs, the drain to the street, soap build up and hair and everything from showers and washing dishes and everything, you know how it is. Gray water, not black water. The gray water, it would clog up the drain, and I would go downstairs in the morning and have, you know, this much water in my living room floor. And that's dangerous. So I still remember one time walking down and just walking down the stairs and hitting them, and plop, plop, plop. Holy cow, I'm underwater. And I do have an immersible pump with a really low clearance that I can put in the middle of the room and drain like probably 80 or 90%. You bet. It is. But you can also bet that I have all the electronics off the floor. Absolutely. Oh, I know about these things, so yeah, all my electronics are off the floor. Oh, this is so good. I got to show you again. There it is, about halfway eaten. Yeah, thank you. You can see how nice it is. You can see how rich the sauce is. Oh yeah. Really nice. Usually when I come on only once a week, or a second time in a week, I get more views. But I was on Thursday night, and I was on Friday night, now I'm on tonight. It's very spicy actually. I wouldn't call it tangy. I know what you mean, but it's very spicy. Oh, 哦，这么漂亮。谢谢。Wow. Oh, did you hear her coughing? My kid was sick. I came home last night and she had a fever. Watch this. That is the grilled pork, and there is a sauce with it. It's vinegar, hot pepper, and garlic. And oh, you wouldn't believe the aroma of this. Mmm. With a nice piece of cilantro on top. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is so good. And no wide angle lens. It looks really great on YouTube. Look at this. You can get right down to it. Late night snack. Actually, this is my dinner. I didn't eat dinner. The family today went to all-you-can-eat hot pot buffet. My kid wasn't feeling good, and she really wanted to go to the buffet, right? She really wanted to go to the buffet, and it's all you can eat. And I got to tell you, I try my best to hold back, so to stuff myself, you know. But I ate a really big lunch, so. You want a Vietnamese place in walking distance? No, I hear you. I hear you. Wow. Actually, Henry, that comment did not burn to the stream. The last comment you just made didn't burn to the stream. I wonder what happened. Oh, there it is. Wow. Okay, that's the first time that happened. There was a delay. It's got to have the Taiwan influence though. So here we go. Here's some of the squid. Maybe some lag, yep. It shows I have 0 viewers. That can't be right. There's a piece of the pork. I'm going to dip it in the sauce. There you go. Now these dishes, the price. Each of these dishes was 150 NT, which is $5 US. This big hunk, that's all I can describe it. This huge hulking piece of pork sliced was $5. The squid dish was $5. It really is. Now, for the first time, we're experiencing a little bit of a lag. That's okay. It is crazy cheap, but that's what the Taiwanese have done here. They made a little mini paradise where food, housing, and medical care are cheap and affordable. And for those of you who follow me on Twitter, thank you for the follow. I was talking with Carrie Kellenberger, one of the expats who live in Taiwan, and I've known her for a long time. She's one of the beneficial expats, the ones that actually do good things for Taiwan. And she was talking about she has AS and fibromyalgia. She's got some. She's only 30 years old. She's been dealing with this since she was 25. She's deathly ill. I mean, chronically ill, and she was saying, people ask her, why don't you go to Canada or the US for treatment? And she said, because Taiwan has the best medical care. And I replied to her, I said that I agree. That's a reason that I chose to raise my kid. One of the reasons I chose to raise my kid here. It is terrible. And Henry, you know that because you are a nurse. Henry's a nurse and he knows these things. He's seen them. You've probably seen it a million times. Terrible pain, you're right. And it's the tissue of your body, the connective tissue is what hurts. It's not like you overworked a muscle and you just rest it for a couple days and it gets better. No, the connective tissue in your body hurts. And so I replied to Carrie and I said it would be irresponsible for me to move to the United States. And she wrote back and said, I agree. 2 words, I agree. The healthcare system in Taiwan, they say, is second best in the world. Oh yeah, I've heard that the whole body aches nonstop. Yeah, I've heard that. And the only other system that I heard, Henry, that even approaches Taiwan, or that Taiwan might be second rate to, is Sweden. That's what they always say. All right. Well, let me tell you, I thank God every day for my family and for the relative health that we have. It's the least I can do. Because let me tell you, compared to somebody like Carrie or other folks that I know that have these debilitating chronic diseases, I got it made. Seriously. Really, so how was it better before? Wow, that was like a 25-second or 20-second lag for that comment come up. Even better before? What happened? Did they mess with it? So I hope they don't mess with it here. There was an article that came out a couple of days ago about single-payer healthcare and that America could learn a lot from Taiwan. But they won't, because the insurance companies have too big of a lobby. What I noticed about America, and I lived there a long time, whenever I would visit a new city, the most prominent buildings were named after insurance companies. This is the Hancock Tower. This is the Prudential Tower. I'm like, why do these insurance companies have all this? Trump Tower, I understand. He's an entrepreneur. He's a private citizen who created a huge corporation. But he's not an insurance company. You know, so that really got me thinking about how much money these insurance companies make and how they get in the way. And I was saying this for years, that thank goodness I lived outside the United States, because I wasn't forced to forced to purchase health care in the United States like a lot of people were, the people who live there. Because Obamacare was nothing more than another tax. And that's one thing that the Trump administration has done. He's repealed that, which is good, because previous to that, people had to prove that they were out of the country more than 6 months. So now nobody has to do any proving, and nobody has to buy anything, you know, as a mandate. Oh, this is so good. Let me show you this again. Look at that. Oh, I see, Henry. I understand. That is an issue. Look at that. That just looks fantastic. I could leave the camera sitting on this all night. There you go. Yeah. Boy, oh boy. Immigrants are a big problem in many countries. But, wow, this is so spicy. Got my voice. Excuse me. I gotta get some ice. I'll take you with me. In the early part of the 20th century, a lot of immigrants came from Europe. And they ended up building the country and building the Industrial Revolution and, you know, powering the economy. They were looking for work, and when they got to America and found work, then they got to work. And look what happened. But am I wrong in saying, I know it's politically incorrect, but are the immigrants of today different? Because these countries that are getting immigrants are loathing them. And I've heard nothing but complaints. So Henry has another comment. Here it comes. So, really? So you're saying Sweden did take immigrants in when the war in Syria was going on? I see. So, I don't know, what do you think? Is the nature of the immigrants different? Because immigration basically powered and created the American dream in the 50s. And many of those immigrants went to war with the United States in World War II. I mean, their descendants, their families. Yeah. Who knows? You're right. I'm really liking that little box down there. It looks good. All right, let's go get some more ice. All right. I'll put this down here. Here's the ice box. Here's the ice. Get the scoop. Put it in my glass. Oh, you know what? It froze to it. I'm going too slow. It's sticking to it. All right, that's good. Put a couple more pieces in here. Okay, here we go. Excuse me. I see. Well, you know, the big one was IKEA. IKEA moved to the Netherlands, right? So IKEA is not even there anymore. I mean the corporate headquarters, so. Wow. Yep. Technology harvesting is a big problem. It's a big problem. Wait till you see Henry's next message. Yep. I don't know why we got this lag. It's between YouTube and Streamlabs. There you go. Volvo is now owned by China. Nice, huh? Whatever happened to Saab? And I know they're a transportation company. They make airplanes and stuff too. But I had a Saab years ago, a Saab 900, and it was an extremely intelligently designed car. I like the key down by the parking brake. And when I went into reverse, they got reverse lights in the back and in the front of the car that light up the sides because, you know, you're making turns. So IKEA boss, or IKEA, I guess. You know, Henry, a long time ago on broadcast, you told me how to say that company name, and I forgot. Is it IKEA like an E, or is it IKEA like an I? If you could just say E or I, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, okay, I hear you. Saab Automobiles went bankrupt. I don't know why. They made a great car. IKEA. I think that's what you're telling me. Thank you. IKEA. And I get confused because they say IKEA in Taiwan. IKEA. Okay, good. I remember that was really, really cool how you used the voice message feature on broadcast to tell everybody how to say that, IKEA. Saab Scania is still around, yeah, trucks, and I presume airplanes, correct? They were an aircraft manufacturer too. This is so fantastic. You know, when people come to meet me in person, this is what we do in person. We sit around, we eat, and we drink, so it's great. So Saab Aero is still around too. Now that, there was no lag. Wow. The Saab Aero comment burned to the stream before I saw the preview, split second. That was cool. Henry, to digress for a second, do you think the comments are staying on the screen long enough? What's your comment on the length of time, the dwell time that they stay on the screen? Ugh. I see. That's too bad. But that's what, I mean, that was, as the owner, that was his right to do it, but I know what you mean. I hate it when the new owners of a company, it stays long, okay, thank you. I hate it when the new owners of the company are the worst enemy of the company. All right, now that this is gone, this dish is gone. I'm going to put it over here on the table, out of the way. I'm going to concentrate on the pork dish. So I'm using my gimbal tonight. I don't know what happened. The internet is not foolproof. The only person we've had with us tonight, because I'm normally not on Saturday nights, but I might be on Saturday night more in the future. The only person we had with us tonight was Henry, and I don't see Henry coming back yet. That's all right. We got this delicious pork. Yep. Oh, Henry's back. It said, unable to resolve host Google APIs.com. So my Wi-Fi box is out front. I got a really good connection. So hey Mike, how you doing? Nice to have you with us. It's funny because up here in this area I've got a count and it says that there's 0 viewers. Yeah, I would guess you're right about that. Mike, this is our new comment size. Henry and I have been talking about this. It's 20 pixels. I think I'm going to raise it to 25. And I think once it gets to 25, it should be okay. I like it too. I just think in certain circumstances it might be just a little bit small. I mean, I have to say one thing about Periscope is that you can always read the messages very clearly. That's one very positive thing about that platform. I think 20 pixels is just a little bit too small, but I had to try it. I just took last night's and cut them in half. I'm eating a soft bone. I'm eating some roast pork. Yes. I can make the box and I can make the text any color that I want, but this is the default. The dark gray with white. And I do like how the username stands out on a different color. Okay. I'm going to try 25. And I think, see, I see a preview that comes up on the screen, and behind it I see the comments that are burned, and the preview disappears, and I see the comments that are burned. So I can see the contrast. So a little bit of a lag there. But the preview size for me is perfect. And I'm looking, I'm using a mobile phone, so obviously I'm looking at a mobile phone. So I'm thinking 25 is where it wants to be, because I think that's the size that the preview uses, because the burned comments are slightly smaller. So let's try that next time. Tomorrow I'll go on the web and I'll check it out, and I'll increase the comment size to 25 pixels. Now this is some roast Taiwan pork. Look at that. We have the skin, the fat, the whole rind, they call it, and then the meat. And we eat that here in Taiwan. It's like bacon. What a lot of people don't know is that fat is very good for you. It satiates you. It makes you feel satisfied so you don't overeat. A little bit of the skin. We have a name for this kind in Chinese. We call it fei rou, which means fatty meat. And it's hard to find that in the States. Well, at least, well, okay, I haven't been in the States in a long time. But when I used to live in the States, it was hard to find that. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yes, Henry. I agree. Yeah, people that don't eat it. Post designer. I'm sorry to hear that, Mike. That's a tough one. Goodness. I'm really sorry to hear that. It's one of those things that maybe you can recover from it or not. I mean, Leanne Dahl. That is a star name, if I ever heard one. Wow. So, Swedish, oh, I see. Well, Mike, feel free in the late night group to post some links if you've got some examples of her design. Of her designs. I'd like to see that. Yes, he got knighted today. And who was the other person? A female was, I don't know what you say, but I don't know how you say this or what the verb is, but she's a dame now. And another guy got knighted too. I forget. So I remember reading about tales, from a long time ago, where if you got knighted, it's because of your fighting skill, your ability to protect the crown. Oh, I bet it was a ratio. I bet that was a ratio. Yeah, he's known for that. I gotta give him credit. That's a really, really good idea, those all-star shows. I like that kind of stuff myself. Oh, yeah. Good question. Not that I know of. He may have. I've never heard of it. But since I've been here, no. He's never played here. But I think he would be big. See, the thing is, when Queen and Adam Lambert came here, right? They were shocked. It's the first time they've been here. And what was it Brian May said? I forget. Anyway, the impression that I got was that they would come back. Yeah, tours nonstop. Well, if you stop, you drop. And that's why he keeps doing it. He's at the age now where if he stops doing it, he's just not going to be able to start again. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's funny, I was looking at my followers the other night, and there's a Bob Dylan account that follows me, but he doesn't have many followers, so it can't be the real one. Exactly. I'm not sure, but you can look him up. See, there's various The United Kingdom has various honors. There's knights. There's the OBE, which is the officer of the British Empire. Then there's the CBE, I think. I forget. It's been a long time. But anyway, you can look like Brian May has one. Brian May has some order of the British Empire award, but it's not the OBE. It begins with C something. Anyway, it depends. Like Patrick Stewart, Captain Picard. He's an OBE, officer of the British Empire. But these guys that are knights, I don't know, man. Hey, Dean. How you doing? Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I just laugh when I think of the knights. I think of Ringo Starr, you know, trying to draw a sword. Sorry. Dean, how's it going? Yeah. You know what I'm saying. Now let me tell you something. Sir Ringo, I know. I can't wait for 2018. 2016 was a total waste. It was a waste of my time. And I gotta tell you, 2017 was mostly me waiting for certain things to happen that didn't happen, that are gonna happen in 2018. So 2017, yep. 2017, you know, here's how I put it into perspective. I thought 2016 sucked. And then there was 2017. So let's look for 2018. But I'm not big on celebrating New Year's. So tomorrow night, don't look for a stream for me. There's too much going on in the Periscope world and so forth, you know. Excellent. Thank you. It's nice having these comments. I'm telling you, it's really, really nice. And the cool part about it is, too, is if I want to, I can send my own message and it burns, too. See? Yeah. I know, that's the thing. Hey, bud. All right, man. Hey, drinking coffee. Well, spike your coffee a little bit with some rum, so. Yes, you're the dog. Yeah, you're the dog. Actually, I hope it didn't come off impolite, but the group, who is it? Perry Stars? I'm not sure. The group that's doing, you know, the Periscope broadcast around the world, you know, at New Year's Eve. I said, you know, why is John Sabot not representing Taiwan? But I hope it didn't come off impolite. And then John responded and said that, and I talked to John on a separate channel that said, because, you know, we always talk about different stuff. And he said that they asked him, but he declined. And the reason is, see, these places like Taiwan that have all these unlimited internet plans, he does excellent scopes. He does. You're right. The problem with the unlimited plans is people don't shut them off. People don't go to a place where there are thousands of people and say, maybe I better turn my internet off if I'm not going to use it. And so, like, I've been to the Jubei night market. There's 2,000 people there. And I've got like a 1 kilobyte download speed. Because everybody's got their phone in their pocket with unlimited data. It's turned on. And it's constantly pinging Facebook and Line and everything else. And people just don't do it. And so he can't get a signal. Now, I suggested to him that he get a CHT, that's the Zhonghua Telecom. That's the mobile phone service that I use. Zhonghua Telecom, it's the biggest one in Taiwan. And the reason that I suggested he get one of those cards, oh, it really, really is. It really is. The reason I suggested to get one of those cards is because it also gives you access to this citywide CHT Wi-Fi network. See, I've got, you guys know I got that little Wi-Fi box. I have a CHT SIM card in it, and if I turn the Wi-Fi extension, Wi-Fi extender mode on, whenever it's someplace like at the big city mall, for example, because you see me go there with my, I'll talk about that in a second. If you see me go there with my family, right? It connects to the CHT Wi-Fi network. But John even said that the CHT Wi-Fi network was maxed out with people's phones automatically connecting to it because the mobile system was down. Do mobile phones cause cancer? I think, from what I've read, that, and I'm a radio engineer, and I've been around AM radio stations all my life, right? Yeah, most things cause cancer, more or less. What causes cancer is inflammation. This is a fact, and Dr. Sears talks about this all the time. And that's why if you can cool the fires of inflammation and flood your bodies with antioxidants and hyperbaric oxygen treatment, you can cure any cancer. That's what he says, and I believe him. And when I went to Bali, they told me the same thing. But what high frequency RF does is it damages the cellular walls and makes them leaky. So it's recommended that you don't, like, there's a woman that put her cell phone in her, I'm so American, put her mobile phone in her bra and she got breast cancer. Don't put it on your person. Carry it in a bag, a little bit away from your body. That will help a lot because, you know, the inverse distance field, the way it falls off, just, you know, a small distance away from you is a significant reduction in RF field irradiating your body. So I don't remember how you could feel the energy, but I'll tell you what, here in Taiwan, we used to have a whole industry of little blingy things that would light up in the presence of mobile phones. You could get these little, I don't know, I had one like an Asahi beer bottle, different little things that hang off of your keychain. I even had a couple in the car that would just like stick on the windshield, that whenever the mobile phone was getting ready to ring, this thing would blink in the presence of RF. So yeah, all those things are gone. I don't know what happened to them. They were so cool. They're all gone now, and I don't know why. I think they would be popular again. Somebody that I knew even had like a doll of Snoopy, a Snoopy doll, and had a pouch that you would put your mobile phone in and the Snoopy doll, and the Snoopy doll would light up and start dancing and stuff about 20 seconds before your phone rang. Bluetooth, yeah. We don't have enough data. Bluetooth is 2.5 gigs. I mean, it's a high frequency. And supposedly, thanks Dean, you take care, man. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you. How much snow you got, by the way, in Michigan? Probably like 20 feet, right? You guys are buried, I bet. Bluetooth energy is really low. The good part about it is you don't keep it on your ear all the time, I think. I'm used to the old, you know, AM radio stuff, the low frequency stuff that just, there isn't any evidence that that bothers you at all. I've been around AM radio for, you know, years and years, decades. But when you're getting up high, now there's another thing too that comes into play. And that's reflectivity. The higher in frequency you go in radio, the more reflective the radio signals are. And they're reflected off of hard surfaces. Right, but it's also a transmitter. That's to talk back and forth, right? I mean, you're receiving stuff, but you're talking back too. Receiver's no problem. It's a transmission that's the issue. There are some schools of thought that say that when you get above the 2 gigahertz range, it reflects off the skull. It doesn't, go in. I don't know. There's holes in the skull, here, here, and here, and here. So it bounces around the room till it finds a way to get in. But I don't know. The answer is I don't know. I know that close range RF signals do cause cellular walls to become leaky, and that can cause problems with the nuclei, mitochondria, so forth. It's been a long time since I read those things, but there was a very definitive report that I read probably about 10 years ago by an engineer, and I got to tell you, nothing tripped my BS meter when I read this. It sounded like it was the real thing. It sounded like this guy knew what he was talking about. But are we going to give this stuff up? No. So what you got to do is just, keep in mind that inflammation is what causes cancer, and use things like turmeric, Yep. That's true. Use things like turmeric to cool the fires of inflammation, and use techniques like hyperbaric oxygen. Because Dr. Sears, the doctor that I follow and the doctor that I'm going to go meet in February, he actually had built a new hyperbaric oxygen treatment center specifically for cancer. And they have one of those in Taoyuan, here in Taiwan. So you can just, go rent it if you want. But for a couple of $100, you can buy these portable blow-up hyperbaric oxygen chambers for use at home. So if you have cancer, you can treat yourself with that. If it caused inflammation, I'm not really sure about the stress connection. I mean, stress doesn't help. Stress causes a lot of other things. But if she had inflammation in her system, yes. Caused by stress, yes. It's a tough one. My sister's husband has had 2 bouts with cancer. And when I was in Bali, I talked with Westy, the healer. And I told Westy, I said, they put him on chemotherapy, and they use surgery, and they cut out the cancer. And Westy's very words were to me in English, "That's very dangerous. They didn't stop the cause." He's right about that. And I talked to my sister, and I tried to get him to consider going to Bali. So yeah, I understand, Henry. I agree. Yep. There's probably a connection with that too. I know stress isn't going to make it any easier, that's for sure. But Westy was very confident, and so is Dr. Sears. Dr. Sears specifically treats cancer patients, that come to him because he's got non-mainstream therapies and they work. So, cancer does not discriminate is right. Look at this message Mike says right down here when it comes up. There you go. Yep. Cancer does not discriminate. No, it doesn't. People here, they court cancer by smoking cigarettes and chewing betel nut. And when you chew betel nut, it increases the probability of cancer by 40 times. Come on. Just crazy. There's a TV show in Taiwan that I saw where a guy had a hole in the side of his face from Binglong that he chewed 30 years ago. Cancer. Yes, men can get breast cancer too. A male friend of mine found a lump in his breast, and he went to the medical center, and he said that he was shocked because they treated it very seriously, the same as they would for a female patient. And they gave him a breast x-ray and so forth, and it was benign. It was okay. It wasn't a lump, but it was benign. But yep. Just as you're a guy, doesn't mean that your man boobs can't get it too. Was it on the skin? Oh, wow. Really? Wait till you see these two comments. And here's Henry's comment coming up. Ready? I don't have it. Where is it? Where's your comment, Henry? He's saying that he sees people with a tracheotomy still smoking. What did they put the? I know. What did they put the cigarette in the trach? Is that what they do? That never came through. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. The number of times I've seen people with tracheotomy in hospital. Did they put the cigarette in the trach? And, I mean, come on. That's just. Oh, that's sickening. Okay, that's like a trick question. How do you know you're addicted to cigarettes? Yeah, when you smoke through your trach. Oh, really? Terrible. It is, though. Cigarettes are chemically engineered to be the most addictive substance there is. Seriously. I mean, anybody with any sense would recognize that immediately cigarettes need to be banned. All cigarette production needs to stop immediately. That's horrible. It's terrible. Chemical bomb is right. They contain cyanide and dozens of other deadly substances. There is no reason why cigarettes should exist. If they came out today, thank you. That's just what I was going to say. Henry, you are exactly right. If cigarettes came out today, they would be banned. Exactly. Mike, which one? Which video? Sorry about the comment lag. We've never experienced this before. Yeah, well, it should be. Really? Chantix? I'm not sure what that is. Bud, tell us more. Tell us more about that. Here in Taiwan, cigarette smoking has been banned indoors. Nobody's enforcing it. And so, you walk into places like here, they smoke indoors. In fact, there's a smoke killer up here. When they smoke indoors and so forth. Shows the effect. 600. When I grew up, you could smoke anywhere too, so. Henry, I'm very sorry to hear that. There's a comment lag, but yep. I told you the story about my mom, right? Believe it or not, my mom's still alive and nobody knows why. But my mom was a pro singer, and songs she used to sing in B, she ended up singing in G because of smoking. And she said, she called me one day and said, I couldn't smoke it. And the reason was, it was a reason of vanity. She was in a hotel, and she called the front desk, and they called her sir. And she said, okay, I've had it. And a year later, I saw her, and she was singing in some club, and she was singing all those old songs that she was singing in G. She was singing them back in B. So it didn't take long to recover. I mean, the body's pretty good about that. The problem is there may be deep tissue issues. You may have, started on the road to cancer, and maybe you quit too late. But seriously, there's no reason to not quit. But I see these guys here, and there's a couple guys in my neighborhood that I've known for over 10 years. And I'm going to be honest with you. Personally, I don't like age really fast. I can still sing all those songs I used to sing. I see these guys that are smoking all the time, and they are really, really getting old fast. It's a once-a-day pill. Wow. I'm really glad to hear that it worked for you though, bud. Look at that. Holy cow. Oh yeah, my mom. Well, you have to want to quit, that's right. Yeah, my mom was a pro singer. She was recording in the 50s, and I grew up watching her on TV and listening to her on radio. I used to play with my mom in clubs. When I was like 8. So there you go. Excellent. Bud, I'm so glad to hear that you stopped it. That picture that you sent to Phoenix, it's on the icebox in my house. And we see it every day. So I'm going to tell her, you see Uncle Bud? He used to smoke cigarettes and he quit. And you know what she's going to say? She's going to say, now you can live forever. Because I know her. It's been amazing for me in my old age to raise a little kid and the things that she says. My mom now is 89, and she's been in kidney failure for 5 years, but still alive. Wow. I will do that. I will definitely do that, bud. And she knows who you are because she opened the package. That was really nice. I appreciate that. Bud sent us a package for my kid, Phoenix. That was super nice. And it had a craft that he made. It's a yardstick holder. It's a fantastic idea. No, she's not on dialysis at all. She told him she doesn't want dialysis, she doesn't want resuscitation, she doesn't want intervention at all. She just keeps hanging on. She's just too nasty to die. About the yardstick holder, it holds our back scratcher perfectly in the bottom pocket. So whenever I want the back scratcher, there it is. There's Uncle Bud's yardstick holder. It's on a hook on the wall, and I go over and I, oh, yeah. So Mike, I'm going to say something. You guys are going to think it's bad. But my mom is self-centered, narcissistic, very difficult to deal with, thinks she's the matriarch of the family and can get anything that she wants. And my sister, who's like a year and 2 months younger than me, calls me and says stuff like, she won't die. I don't know why. You know, so anyway. Seriously, we don't know why she's still alive. She's just too ornery to die. But my mom, and I'm going to tell you, I tell this to my mom's face. My mom is a nasty person. She is. And so that's the model that I have to not be like. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm ever somewhere and I'm getting like, I don't know how to describe it, my wife will tell me, you know, if I am not as polite as I should be, say, to service people or something, if I'm mad about something. Excuse me. I just think about my mom. And I'm like, okay, gotta be humble, so. On the other hand, my dad died early. You know, he died in '88, and my sisters and my brother were bawling their heads off, and, you know, they made a CD tribute. My sister says, you know, my mother's going to die. We're going to cremate her, right? My sister's going to push the urn off the end of the counter into the trash. That's what's going to happen. So, Dad died in '84. I'm sorry to hear that, Mike. Sorry to hear that. I miss my dad. My dad was cool. And my dad was wronged by my mother. I got to tell you guys, listen, I don't mind you guys knowing this because you're my followers and you're big supporters. When I grew up, when I was 10 years old, my parents got divorced. After that, my dad's name is James. Jim, my mother called him. She never called him Jim. She called him that bastard. She called him the SOB. And you can, you know, you get the idea, right? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Listen, you guys, Mike, Henry, sorry to hear about that. For us men, when we lose our fathers, you know, for the first time we realize, you know, we're alone now. Nobody's got our back. She was mean. She was mean. She cheated on my father. But she acted like my father cheated on her. She had an affair for 10 years. My father, I might have to delete this. My father, a World War II veteran, he told me. We had a discussion. I was crying. I couldn't take it. Dad was a machinist. Oh, cool. My mom was a registered nurse, and she worked on the weekends as a nurse. She worked during the weekday as a lab technician, and she worked at night as a singer in clubs all over the place. And she would come home sometimes at 7 o'clock in the morning, change clothes, and go to work. And my dad knew something was up. He told me that he went to find a guy. He was some funeral home operator in St. Petersburg, Florida. And my father said he went to catch him one night. And I know my dad. He would have killed him. My dad was the coolest cat you ever want to meet. And I'll tell you one story about him, okay? Because he didn't talk about the war that much. But he did tell me one time about a story. Because my dad was from Buffalo. And anybody that knows Buffalo, New York, that is a rough town. Buffalo, New York is a rough town. He said that after the war, he came back and he went to Ducktown. Now, you know what Ducktown is? Remember the old haircut they called the DA, the duck's ass? Remember that? There was a section in town where everybody had a DA that they called Ducktown. It's like, you know, the Fonz. And he went and had a beer at a bar in Ducktown. And he said the guy next to him was mouthing off to him. So I asked my dad, well, what did you do? And my dad is not given to exaggerations or lying, and you can tell by people's face, especially your parents. You can tell. And he told me what he did, and I'm looking at him like. He said, I took my pocket knife out. It was a switchblade. Flipped it out, and I pinned his foot to the floor so he couldn't get away from me. And then I just kicked his ass. So he's like beating this guy who can't move because his foot's pinned to the floor. And then I said, well, what'd you do after that? He said, well, I still had half a beer. He took the knife out of the guy's foot and cleaned it off on his sleeve, okay? Folded it up, put it back in his pocket, finished his beer, paid the tab, and split. And let me tell you something. If anybody else told that story, you'd be calling BS. But if you knew my dad, you'd look at him and you go, oh, I see. 你要回去吗？ OK, 好啊，谢谢谢谢。Okay, the boss lady wants to leave. That is a story, and he told it to me directly. The boss lady wants to leave, so I got to go because I don't want to make her stay here longer. She works so hard. She's here all day. You guys take care. Thank you so much. I'm going to review this. I might have to delete this. But everybody loves a good story. I'll tell you what, I'll leave it until Dave in Osaka can watch it, and then I'll watch the replay, and then I'll delete it. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to up the comments to 25 pixels, and I think we're going to be good. Have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.